staring down into the dry gulch of despotism and tyranny. But we also stand here today to say we will not be pushed any farther down this cliff.
Yeah.
237 years ago, our founders gave birth to the most unique government on the earth and established for that government one single and limited purpose, and that is to make secure the God-given, unalienable rights of the governed. If we are to recover the constitutional republic that was established for that single purpose, that recovery will begin in and it will come from the states, because Washington will never voluntarily give us back anything it has taken. And that means we must recover the intended balance of power between the states and the federal government. And that requires that we remember and understand that the federal government did not create the states created the federal government. When they crafted the Bill of Rights, James Madison and George Mason created a capstone, a roadblock, which they intended to be an impenetrable and insurmountable blockade around which they hoped an expanding, power-hungry, liberty-destroying federal government would never be able to reach. And that roadblock is the 10th Amendment. The 10th Amendment is the sentry. It is the guardian. It is the protector of the first 9 amendments and indeed all of the Constitution with all of its amendments. And it says this: the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. The 10th Amendment stands as the protector of the freedom of speech, the freedom of religion, the freedom of the press, the freedom of assembly, the freedom to redress our grievances to a government as guaranteed by the First Amendment. The 10th Amendment stands as the protector of the right to be secure in our persons, in our houses, in our papers, and in our effects, as guaranteed by the Fourth Amendment, and as clearly violated today by the NSA and the IRS. The 10th Amendment stands as the protector of the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of our peers, as guaranteed by the 6th Amendment. The 10th Amendment stands as the first line of defense of our right to keep and bear arms, as guaranteed by the 2nd Amendment. But shall the 10th Amendment fail in this defense, then the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall become the ultimate and final protector of the Constitution and its amendments. The recovery of these rights and the restoration of the rule of law and the revival of the single purpose of government to protect the rights and liberties of the governed lie not at the feet of those in Washington, but at the feet of those in Little Rock and at the feet of every other state in the United States of America. And it requires that we elect principled, courageous governors and state legislators who will bond together to stand firmly on the 10th Amendment, who will agree to become an irresistible political and legal force to push an encroaching, invasive, freedom-robbing federal government back into the constraints and restraints of the Constitution as designed and prepared for us by the framers and founders of our country.
Woo!
Some months ago, Judge Andrew Napolitano said, "Seldom in the history of mankind is one generation called upon to protect freedom in the hour of its greatest need." And then he said, "Now is that hour, and you are that generation." Make no mistake. Make no mistake. The choices we make and the actions we take will determine the future of freedom for our country, for our children, and for their children. And the choice is clear. The choice, my dear friends, is not between right and left. The choice is between right and wrong. God bless you for being here. God bless Arkansas, and may God bless America. Thank you.